the one and only Anike Ade Funke Treasure Akintoye, currently the Executive Director, Illuminate Nigeria Development Network, and the lead consultant and creative director at Yellow Bloom Consulting. Yellow Bloom is an award-winning organization, and the lead consultant is a multi-award winner with versatile media expertise and social advocacy in our blood, as in practically streaming down our blood. She's a sought after media trainer, conference facilitator, moderator, speaker, panelist, media analyst, compare across Nigeria, West Africa, and Sub-Saharan Africa. She has mentored scores of broadcasters and journalists in Nigeria, Liberia, Burkina Faso, in partnership with several leading media capacity and development organizations. Her passion exists around women issues, particularly menstrual health, sexual and gender-based violence, sport and governance, and these are all evidenced in her work as a sanitary pad media campaign, and she's an avid table tennis player. I mean, talk about multi-skill, in which she also has a Funke Treasure Table Tennis Championship. She's a published author, she's a researcher, she's a board member of multiple organizations, and she's committed to driving positive change through media and advocacy. Like, what more can we ask for? We have a polymath, a multi-potentialite speaking to us today. Thank you so much, Anike. To introduce the Nexus community, it's a community of students in Nigerian universities studying STEM, like we discussed, and a few 0 to 3 years graduates. The whole idea of the power skill is to equip them that they can start using the skill now for their academic and professional excellence, such that by the time they get into the workforce, they're already shining. I mean, they don't have to like then start doing trainings all over again to prepare them for the workforce. So it's more like power skill, employability skill, personal development skill all rolled into one. We've had various sessions, and this is one of the highlights of the session, to build leaders who can confidently stand out and share their expertise. So thank you for joining us. The floor is yours. I would go ahead to share the screen, and looking forward to an exciting session. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me know when you can see my screen, everyone. Can you see the slide?
Yes, I can.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yes, ma.
Let's go to the top of it. The top of it.
So to the very top.
Yes, yes, yes. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here. I know that when STEM people gather, there are a lot of eggheads amongst them. You people make the world go round with your innovative ideas. So I am really excited to be in your midst. I feel privileged. I feel validated for all of you to have agreed to me coming to share my experience with you as a storyteller and as a communicator. When I say storyteller, it's important that you hold that as one of the points I'm going to be talking about today, being a storyteller and a communicator. I apologize for joining late because I didn't think that my team app on this phone wasn't activated. So I kept, I was waiting to join, and then it just occurred to me that, oh wow, wait a minute. So I had to quickly do that. And so I can join you. So I apologize for that. So one of my favorite topics is speaking, and of course, public speaking, because this is what I've done all my career life. I'd like to thank my sister Wilson for that brilliant introduction. Thank you very much. Thank you. So first things first, speaking is performative. You're a performer when you're speaking because a lot of things are going in when you're speaking. You're pretty much like an actor. right? Speaking is performative. It is a performance, and life is a stage. I'm sure that you've heard that Shakespearean phrase, life is a stage, life is a stage. Speaking is a performance and life is a stage. Imagine if you were going to convince your father about a particular thing that you want, you will speak with him, you will persuade him, you will try to convince him. So persuasion is important. I haven't even added that to my slide, but persuasion is a key thing in speaking. Why are you speaking? At the end of the day, you want to make a point, and in making a point, you want to um, win me over to your side. Okay, I'm going to try to be disciplined to mind my slides and stick to my slides. I'm a very intuitive speaker, so you will bear with me if I go out of line a bit. I will always push myself back. So, but the goals of this session for me are fivefold. One, to expose you to techniques that you can use to craft compelling presentations. Two, to help you find and begin to hone your skills in the arts of impactful communication. The third one is to help you, support you in your journey in gaining confidence in delivering your presentation brilliantly. And the fifth one is to help in your quest to manage stage fright. So we start with techniques, or better still, what is it about speaking? Next slide, please. What is it about speaking? What is it about speaking? Um, there is this man I'm introducing to you. His name is Malcolm Gladwell. For those of you who've never heard of him, he wrote this absolutely famous book called The Tipping Point. And I'd like you to also um, note this, because you in STEM, what you do more than the rest of us is meeting world challenges in innovative ways. You're the champions of technology. You're the champions in energy, renewable energy. You're the champions in the wild world, the way the world is evolving in technological ways, the advancement in technology. You are the masters of it. You help us meet these challenges in your own innovative ways that are quite different from me writing as a writer or as an author of a book in my literary corner. So you are significant in how the entire world move forward in terms of living peaceably, or living more equitably, or living in a more healthy way. All right. So this book by Malcolm Gladwell is about how little things can make a big difference. Perhaps there's somebody here who's saying, Mike, I'm not one of those people she just described. No, you are, because those little things that you're doing, you're creating an app here, an idea here, and you know that ideas rule the world. So this book is about the magic moment when an idea, a trend, or a social behavior crosses that threshold. It crosses the threshold from being ordinary, from being just an idea, from just being something parroted by an individual, to a spots where it gathers momentum, where it becomes shared here and there by everyone. So that magic moment, how do you get there? It's not just about clicking, because we talk about clickbait, we talk about eyeballs and all of those things. Aside from those, we also have those people like you, significant people like you. And you know that significance is the way of importance. First, you have to be significant before you now become important. And it's incremental steps of significance that takes you to the stage of importance. And then your idea takes the center stage. It crosses the tipping point, and we begin to talk about it. So what we're doing today is to help make those little contributions of yours become the big things, become tipping points to get to the tipping points. So how do we do that when you're a public speaker? How do you craft compelling presentations? First instance, you have to have a concise message. What is your message? You have to have a clear message. What is your message? What is your message? I want to change the world. How? It is the how that we want to know. I want to change the world. I want to create Facebook where the world will shrink further into your tablets or your laptop or your phone. So how do you present this message to us? You have to organize your thoughts. And when you organize your thoughts, you have to put them down in a structure. Where is the introduction? Where is the body? And where is the conclusion? Afterwards, after doing that, you now have to create things that will get us engaged all through your presentation, that will make your presentation compelling. What does it mean to be compelling? It means that it is unput downable. It means that I can't bat an eyelid while you're on. It means that, look, I can't even pause to say, let me get a cup of water. I can't even say, no, no, wait. There is no waiting. It's so compelling. It's so attention grabbing. It is so interesting. That is what compelling means. So how do you create engaging visuals or multimedia? How do you add multimedia elements into your presentation? And when we talk of presentation, I'm doing a virtual one now, but I'm using these presentation slides. I may as well be talking to you physically, all of you seated, and I'm standing there delivering this as a session. I can also just send this to you and you read on your own. It's a presentation still. But how do you spice your presentation? How do you give it bites? In broadcasting, we call it bites. What do we mean by bites? Something that is exciting. You know, it makes people like, oh, really? You know, when people are saying, oh, really? You've got bites. How do you make it crunchy that people are still chewing on it long after you've left the stage? You could do that with videos, you could do that with tweets that you captured, could do that with images, with graphs, with statistics. You can do with all of those. Next slide. So in crafting your compelling presentation, I'm going to give you an example. As I said earlier, this is what I've done all my life, whether on radio, whether on TV, as a broadcaster, even as a newspaper person, and as a trainer, and then as a coach. So what is your message? You have a photo of a presentation I did on TV, which went viral. This was what I wrote, what I presented rather, regarding the train station at Abeokuta in Ogun State. What's my message in this? I could send that to you right after this presentation, but why did it go viral? What did I do rightly? What did the TV station do correctly? What was my message? My message was that, look, I went to this for the first time in my Nigerian life. I went to a train station, a world-class train station. I was so proud as a citizen of this country. And I talked about the things that I saw, how I kept pinching myself. Can this be right? Is this in Nigeria? And then we got to the Abeokuta train station and all the bubble burst. And then I realized that for us to move from the station to the city center, we had to pass through this horrible road. And I wrote about my experience. The thing I want to take out of this is the structure of the message I crafted in this video. We called it a monologue, right? Just like your TED Talk also is a monologue. You're talking to people and it can be canned and sent everywhere. So when people are viewing it, it's like a monologue to them. So what did I do? The entire presentation that you're looking at, this one done at a place at the table, was 300 words. Can you beat that? What everyone was sharing was just 300 words. So how did we get it to be so excitable that everyone was sharing this particular presentation? Crunchy visuals, the video, what were the images inside it? What did we put tweets? What were the ingredients? I like you to go, if you Googled it, you find it. The train station, if you look at this image, I think you can also get it with an image. Let's move on. So that's an example of a presentation, okay? Then what are the techniques that you can employ in crafting a compelling presentation? I've told you about a compelling presentation. I've given you an example of what I've done in the past. And I want to introduce you to the techniques in crafting compelling presentation. Let's move to the next slide. APAT, by the way, means a place at the table. Okay, so these are the techniques, and this is where I've been waiting for. This is the most exciting part for me. So what are the techniques you need to craft compelling presentation? There is the Pareto principle that everybody knows. It's the 80-20 rule. 80%, you get 80% return for 20% of the effort you've given in, or you put 80% effort rather, and on 20% of what you have to do, and then you get your results. Okay, so 80-20 rule. Then the second one, how to deliver a TED talk. There is a secret of the world's most inspiring presentations that I've curated for you. You find it in the reference at the end of these presentation slides. That's one. Then the third one is the rule of three. What do I mean by the rule of three? Let me start from there. People learn sometimes in threes. If you give them three things, they'll never forget. So number one, Pareto principle. Number two, TED Talk. Number three, rule of three. I'm sure you'll never forget that. She talked about Pareto principle, TED Talk, and the rule of three. How do you use these three as techniques in crafting compelling presentation? Let's go to the Pareto principle next. How do you use the Pareto principle in crafting a compelling presentation? So you look at the 5 steps I've written out from this Pareto principle stuff, and you look at a pot on fire. Since you're all Africans, so we can identify with this pot on fire, and we want to make a powerful presentation in the spot. So imagine these 5 points that I've curated here going into the spot of persuasive presentation. The first thing we want to do is we want to make a point. We want clarity. What exactly is it that you want to say? You have to say one thing that you want to say to us. What is it? It's the same thing as what is your message? The second thing we're dropping in this pot of persuasive presentation is make it more interesting. So what are the personal stories and experiences you're going to drop inside of it? Now, if you found anyone who told you that public speaking is second nature to them, I congratulate them. It wasn't second nature to me. I had to endure embarrassing moments before I became better at public presentation. I recall that when I was in school, in secondary school, I was the supplier of points for my debate team. When they were going on a debate task anywhere in any school, they say, Funke, come along. I would come along. Once they give us the title, I'm generating the topics for them. Never ever tell me to come and take the stage, hug the stage, and actually, do the debates on behalf of the school. No cap, we're failing. We would fail because at that time in my life, I was the shyest person I know or I knew. I was such a shy, painfully shy young girl. I couldn't stand in front of a crowd. But with time, with purpose, because purpose is a great push. Passion is also a great push when you want to become a good public speaker. My purpose at the end of the day was to speak to people. Imagine that. My purpose was to speak with people. So I had to begin to work on myself to a point where I could overcome that shyness. So that's my own personal story about becoming my becoming story as a public speaker. I can give you scores of experiences, right? There was another time I was already in broadcasting. I was supposed to deliver a training at the US consulate here in Lagos, and I'd done well. I'd done everything. That was years back, maybe like perhaps, yeah, maybe 15 years ago. Yeah, and I was supposed to do the training. Everyone was coming, all these great people in the society, fantastic trainers were coming. The Oyibos also were there, the white people, and I had something to give. I had content, but I just got intimidated. I just looked at all of them and said to myself, what then do I, small me, have to say to all these eminent people? And although I started, in a very lovely way, I was carrying everybody along. You know what they said to Peter? Like Peter, when Jesus said to Peter, come to me in the storm, and Peter started walking on water. And then he just realized, oh, more man, I'm walking on water. Hey, go do. What if I sing? And then he started singing. And that was what happened to me at that training session. I just then started to question myself. I was looking at everybody and I was having a dialogue inside of me like, hey, God, I hope I'm saying the right thing. Oh gosh, that person, that one, that one is judging me inside of him. And then I started to falter. I ended on a bad note. But I learned a very great lesson that day that no matter who your audience is or who constitutes your audience. The fact that you've been asked to come address that audience means that you have something to say and you're important in the scheme of things. Never lose sight of that and let that be the beginning of the building of your confidence. If you've been asked to come and speak, it means that there is something inside of you that the nation needs, that the society needs. And they've conferred that honor on you to come and share that with everyone. Don't lose your confidence while on the stage, okay? So personal stories and experiences can also help you to, craft compelling stories. Again, make it fun, lighten up. While you're at it, you can laugh at yourself, you can laugh at something that you found, you can share something, an anecdote from a book that you read or a film that you watched. Just relax and do what you have to do. Again, make it short. Remember that I said that compelling monologue that went viral about the train station in Abeokuta was just 300 words. Imagine, it's less than a page. And it had the impact it was meant to have. The better you know of your topic, remember that you're a subject matter expert. You know what you know about STEM. You are the celebrated one in what you do. And if you know it so well, it'll be easy for you to deliver. It will be easy for you to talk about it. So don't even look at the stage like this is one huge stage. How am I going to fit into this huge stage? This little me. Just know that you're a subject matter expert, and the word is subject matter, and another word is expert. So you are worth your weight in gold. You can deliver. That's why you're there. So go there and deliver. Make it short. Rule of three. Keep to your Pareto principle. Do your TED talk. Getting into all of that in a bit. Also, make it count. What's your call to action? What's your call to action? Ask yourself, what is your call to action? I was at LASU last week to deliver a keynote, and the nation was building up to this present time, this protest. And after talking to them about media and politics and exploring the relationship about it, I said to them, I said, my father told me something some time ago. He said, whatever you do, don't get killed. I said, so I'm leaving this with you as journalists, as young journalists, as aspiring journalists. Whatever you do, don't get killed. You want to tell stories. You must be alive to tell your stories. Whatever you do, don't get killed. So my call to action is I am welcoming you to this body of journalists. I acknowledge your journey in becoming journalists or becoming media people or becoming communicators. But whatever you do, no matter how exciting that story is, no matter the scoop you think you're getting, do not get killed. Because once you're gone, you're gone. Somebody else is going to pick your story, may not even give you the credit, and finish the story and get the glory. And you're gone. You can't do another story. So make it count, make your space. And that's the thing. That phrase, the students never forgot. Even as I was moving out, I could hear them still discussing whatever it is, don't get killed. When they were asked to talk about the things they got from the keynotes, many of them were saying, whatever it is, don't get killed. That's a catchphrase, and I'm coming to that in a bit. So let's move on. Clarity, make it interesting, make it fun, make it short, and have a call to action. At the end of your presentation, what do you want from me? You've given me a message, but what do you want from me? Let's look at crafting compelling stories again from the TED Talk point of view. I've shared with you from the 80-20 Pareto principle point of view. Now I'm moving on to the TED Talk. For the TED Talk, TED, that's a tongue twister, TED Talk, they say one big idea per time is the same thing as what is your message? Clarity. What is the big idea you want to share? Then when you look at the idea, you started like, somebody give me an idea that I can work with. So this is not a monologue. Somebody share with me one idea you'd like me to use as example. Quickly, just one. One example. Please unmute yourself. One example. Just give me one idea in STEM that I can use.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's not do that. One example, something.
One example.
Put it on the chat or you voice it, please.
I have one, but I'm not going to use the one I have. I want to use the one from you. One big idea in STEM that you would love me to work with as I move on. Quickly. What have I done to you? I don't know anything about them no more. I don't know anything about
something
no,
more
please
fun,
tell me,
like,
what's my
guys.
offense? Let's go. I'm not going to share my own. I just want something from you that we can all own as I move forward. Let's go. Let's STEM itself. Okay, so let's start with you. STEM itself. Talk to me about STEM. What is it about STEM? What's the big idea about STEM? Fabulous. Let's start like that.
Adedoja, or anyone really, what's about STEM?
What's the big idea about, if you were going to go on a TED Talk today and you want to talk about STEM, what's the big idea about STEM that you would love to share? Because when we do it practically like this, that's when we can, yeah.
Okay, I also mentioned STEM because I thought you'd agree with this particular idea that I have, that, in the world today, everybody is talking about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it looks like people are ignoring the other areas or the other aspects of life that are important as well. And even in the academics, people are becoming more conscious of interdisciplinary programs that combine social science, and arts, that combine these different ideas together. So as much as STEM is important, science is important, the world rides on the wings of innovation and technology. But the other aspects that are outside STEM are also important, and I think that's why TA also talks about. She also calls it science, technology. I think and something and management. I've forgotten the two
Energy
parts.
and
So
management, science, technology, energy, and management.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, thank you. You've spoken to the essence of STEM, and you've talked about science, technology, engineering, mathematics. If I'm going to distill this, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. But in my own layman, non-STEM mind, I will speak about solar power. Are we together? Can I get a yes, 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 yes? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to talk about our big idea is solar power. Power. What is it about solar power that you can talk about that will be a gift to me? Somebody's mic is open, so please put up mute your mics. So, what is it about solar power? You are the expert in STEM. You are the one who knows a lot about solar power. I am just an ordinary user of solar power at home, and I've come to your event where you're going to be talking about solar power. What is it about solar power that you will gift me with? What knowledge of solar power are you going to be gifting me with? Because the talk is not about you. The talk is about me. I am the ordinary person. I am the non-knowledgeable person about solar power that you have come to speak with or you have come to talk to. So what are you going to tell me about it? What gift are you giving? You see, that gift is your message to me. Are we together? That gift, that what I'm supposed to go away with is the gift you've given me. Thank you very much. So how do you open this talk on solar power? How do you open your talk about solar power? And you have to nail it. Come on now, you must nail it because everybody is using solar power. We know that we need battery, and then we need distilled water, and then we need to buy solar panels, and then we need somebody to go and hang them on. And then so what? What are you here to tell me? Your opener. 3 ways, remember the rule of 3. 3 ways that you can jump right in and nail your opener. You can start with statistics. I know that there's an airport, I think it's in South Africa. There's an airport that is entirely solar powered in the world. You can come and say there's an airport in the world that is entirely solar powered. It is powered on XYZ, and you give us the number of kilowatts and how, you can start with that. Yeah, yes. And once you start with that shocking statistics, you've got everyone. They want to listen to what you have to say. That is one way to nail your opener. Another way to nail your opener is to have a story to tell. Yesterday, while I was watching the protest, I heard about a father and his son. He was saying that his son needed, they were walking to the site of the protest from Festac. And as they were going, the father was telling the story of how the boy is just exceptional with technology and computer, with computer. And he wanted him to go and learn something. But they don't have the money. He needed 1.8 million or 1 point something million, 1.5 or something million. And the moment he said it as within the protest ground as they were going, people heard and they started tweeting and they raised money for this boy. At the time this morning, when I heard the story, they had raised 1.8 million, 200K extra as at this morning. So the woman who was talking about it on TV said this is one of the positives from the protest. That's a story worth spreading. So if you have a compelling story, either it happened to somebody or it happened to you, or how you use solar power and ruined it, and why people should know how to use solar power, you can use that as your opener. You can also use open-ended, thought-provoking question. Where will Nigeria be in the next 5 years without solar power. As the protest is going on, many homes do not have electricity, but their homes are powered by solar energy. Imagine a world in Nigeria without solar energy, that individuals and homes created for themselves, bypassing the energy being generated by the government. Now that is also a talk that you can have, how Nigerians are bypassing the dismal provision of electricity through solar power, and how they can harness it better, how they can get more out of it. So you see, those 3 ways you can jump right into your speech and nail your opener. You can start with a story, you can start with statistics, and you can start with a thought-provoking question or a quote. You can start with a quote. Now, the next thing is the catchphrase. Catchphrase is king. Use one, create one. You also are a philosopher. Science students can also be philosophers. Okay, so we still see the things, the words, the phrases that Einstein wrote in time past. As you're crafting your compelling narrative, as you're telling your story, thoughts will come to you that are originally yours. Put them down, use them as catchphrases within your presentation. I shared with you, whatever it is, don't get killed. That's a story of my father talking to me and telling me, please, as a journalist, I need you alive. And as a professional, I know that we always train journalists to embrace the rules of safety reporting. I was one of the people who wrote the safety manual for Ghana, Nigeria. It's a manual that is out there. So you see, whatever it is, whatever you do, don't get killed. That's a catchphrase. Everywhere I go, I can share that. The 5th one is channel your inner screenwriter. Everyone speaks. When you're talking, do you know that you're talking in images? Have you ever realized that? And as writers, when we're writing, especially if you picked a page of things fall apart, just a page of things fall apart, for instance, and you read it, you see that the writer was writing as if you were watching a movie. That's your inner screenwriter. So channel, talk to your audience like a screenwriter. Channel your inner, give us the images inside of you. And as you're invested in doing that, you forget about yourself. You are right there where you're connecting with your audience. So you need that connection with your audience. Let's move on. So I've shared with you how to use the 80-20. That's where you look at clarity, you're looking at how to make it interesting, you're looking at how to make it fun, you can make it short, and how to make a call for action out of it. With the best of TED Talks, this is what they have shared, how they make the TED Talks go viral, go interesting. Now, the art of impactful communication. You can't communicate without confidence, actually, because I'm not going to listen to you. Nobody's going to listen to you if you're not confident. Imagine a Kamala Harris without confidence. Imagine a Michelle Obama without confidence. Imagine a Oprah Winfrey without confidence. You need confidence to make impactful communication. You must look like the subject matter experts that you are. You must look like a curator of content in STEM that you are. You must understand what you're doing, live what you're doing. You know, when I say live, I don't mean to live it. I mean to live that life. You know, you must live the STEM, area that you're talking about, such that when you're woken up like this and say, oh, talk to us about solar power. Ah, solar power. You will sit again and say, oh, solar power, it came into Nigeria at so time. It came into, people started using it at so time. Even government is wanting to regulate at so time, because you're a subject matter expert. It's important. So apart from being a subject matter expert, what else should shore up your confidence? Positive thinking. Thinking that you will not fail will help you not to fail. Thinking that you will fail is a short ticket to you failing. They say, as a man thinketh, so is he. So positive thinking is very important. It's a difference marker. Positive thinking is a difference maker and a difference marker. When you're positive, you stand out from the crowd. Everybody is going, nye, 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 Nigeria this, Nigeria that, but you're seeing the good in Nigeria. And you're focused on the good about Nigeria. How can Nigeria benefit more from STEM? That's what you're thinking. Yes, you don't have money to buy this, you don't have money to buy that, but in the midst of the want, you're also channeling all of that into making Nigeria better. You can't be lost in the crowd, because living your life like that, doing that, will make you a difference maker, and it will mark you out as a difference in the multitude, or the different person in the multitude. Again, the second thing is practice. You have to practice. There was a time I used to stand before the mirror and talk to the mirror. I used to talk to myself in the mirror. I'm like, it's my pleasure to be here today. I'm not kidding you. I was doing that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here today. I feel privileged. The other day, I had a chat with the president, and he said to me that, Minister of Environment, and I'm not kidding you. I do that. I still do it till tomorrow. Okay. So practice before the mirror, practice by your phone. Actually, mount your phone and talk like I'm at the conference, or what's the biggest conference in STEM? As a man thinketh, so easy. Stay your mobile and speak to it as the keynote speaker, as a panelist, as a speaker, and watch yourself. Come back to me in 2 years and tell me that you're not there. And I'll tell you God has not called me to be who I am. Because it works. It works. It works. Let me go back to it. I'm not done yet. Let me go back. It works. All right. So training also, like this kind of training that you're having, you need people to share their experiences with you, to let you know how they're doing it, so that you can stand on their shoulders and take off from there. So you need training. So get more of training like this. I've already spoken to subject matter. It gives you the biggest confidence, knowing that you know what you're doing. And talking to other people as well. You talk to yourself, and remember that I said speaking is a performance. So you perform to the mirror, you perform to your phone and record yourself. So you're the MC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lara George, our panelist for, can we get your 5 minutes of your thoughts? Then you come back and act like the Lara George, if that's your name. Say, yes, I like that the MC said this, and I'm going to take my bearing from there. This is what I know about solar power. This is what I know about STEM. And this is what we're saying Nigeria should do. Say it with passion. I mean, be that person and take yourself to the conference and deliver. If you record yourself, come back to me and tell me what you saw. I would tell you that that's who you're becoming. Okay, so I have left a YouTube video for you. Ensure your message lands every time. How do you do that? By practice and practice. You keep practicing. It is the practicing that gets you to the tipping point. Everything you do can get to a tipping point. A tipping point is when you gain mastery, or when that thing has had full gestation. You know, when they say something has full gestation, it means that it has come full circle and is mature. That is the point of mastery. Okay, so I've shared 4 tips of confidence on confidence with you there: positive thinking, training, being a subject matter expert, and talking to other people. Engage with people. You need people. So it is the people you're going to deliver your speech to, that you're going to present to. You've created an app and you have to deliver a presentation to say this app is the next best thing you need in this industry. You have to engage with other people before you go and deliver a presentation before an audience. Talk to people about it. Say, oh, really? Convince me. You see, that convince me is an invitation for you to persuade that person about your app, about your idea, about your creation, about your invention. Take it, run with it, deliver it like you're talking to a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's move on. So I hear you. I hear you. I can deal with all that she's saying all this while, but you know that stage fright, it's still there, Sha. How am I going to do it? You can do it. So how do you deliver with confidence? So building up to that point where you are now at the stage and you look at the sea of heads, just as it happened to me back then at the US Embassy. I was going to talk about health reporting or something. And you look at them just like me and you're like, hey, all these professors, this one minister this one chief that, this one businessman this. What will I now be saying now? Well, no, I don't think I should do it. And you look at them, you start actually shivering. I know that some people shiver. I once had a guest on radio when I was on radio, and he couldn't speak behind the microphone. He just couldn't get the words out. It was just radio. Nobody was looking at you. It wasn't that, it's not now that you're on radio and people can watch you on Facebook and Instagram. And we didn't have that convergence at that time. But he couldn't speak on radio. And there were about 3 of us in the studio. He just couldn't find his voice. Handsome guy. Okay, so you need to deal with stage fright. Remember that I said the life is a stage, speaking is a performance, and life is a stage. So everywhere you go is a stage. Don't wait till you get to a formal stage before you learn to manage your composure, to manage what you have to say, and to say it without being frightened. So I come back to people. You need to engage with people. You need to create something on a regular basis that brings you in contact with people. I know those of you in science, engineering, technology, you're eggheads. You know, you are introverts. You're always bent by your laptop, creating, reading, jacking, you know, but you have to create time to engage with people, because it's through that engagement with people that you begin to manage your confidence and manage your ability to stand, to be at a stage and deliver as a subject matter. You see, the subject matter is where you're typing, you're researching. That is what you know to do. That is your sweet spot. But you have to take that sweet spot to the people and brandish it and use it to better the people. And I'm coming to that, bettering the people. But you have to engage with people constantly in order to manage your stage fright. The more you do it, the better you get. Then you have to try a new path, go a different route, seek out uncomfortable situation. If you're always with the people you know, it's your comfort zone, you cannot do anything new. You cannot excel in your comfort zone. You have to come out of your comfort zone to a capacity zone. That is where you shine, where you rise to the capacity, to rise to the opportunity there. And as you rise, you're gaining mileage in your capacity to deliver. The third one is study your expertise daily. I've already spoken to that. Read a journal, new information, write, distill your thoughts. You know, when you write as a thought leader, and you're not too young to be a thought leader, when you know something, put them down, write, and keep it. You know what? Because you're owning the narrative in what you know, in that area of your subject matter, and it helps your confidence. So the day they call you, say, oh, I wrote an article the other day. Do you know how that feels? You see the way I post because I write. And I do that a lot in the media. Like, oh, I wrote an article the other day. Did you read it? Okay, in that I said this. Do you know, it's my work. You understand? It's my work, so I can speak it. I can own that micro stage where I'm talking about it. And in minding and mastering this little micro stages, I'm getting ready for the big stage. That's how it works. Okay. It's like looking at Kiki, the comedian. Kiki had been managing micro stages, doing skits, doing little MCs. Now she's huge. She didn't just arrive at the big stage. She had been managing micro stages all along. Okay. The next one is exercise. Exercise is good for creativity. I know you're in science, you're in engineering, you're mathematicians, eggheads, so you're like, what's she talking about? But let me drop it here. When you exercise, there is something that happens to your brain that helps you to get to that creative zone. Let's say you've done a walk, brisk walk for like 30 minutes, and then you come back, you're sweaty and you're sitting down. That's the time that ideas drop that you can use for stages that I've been talking about. It is when you've taken a run, maybe you run from one point to the other, you're at the gym, whatever it is that you do to exercise. When you simmer, when you've sweated and you simmer, that's when creativity comes. And when you're done, you see the dopamine that is injected into you. There's a feel-good feeling that you have. It helps you to hug the stage when you have to. So if you're going to be on a stage, you can do some brisk walk and talk to yourself as you're walking, or you'll do a great run. You come back, you're feeling good. You feel like, where then they, who then be, and you can conquer the world. Okay. Each day, create one small task to stretch beyond your comfort zone. I've told you you need to get to the capacity zone. And then again, do something unexpected on purpose. Why? So that you can let go of that inhibition. That woman, her mouth sweet die. That's how she was just saying these things like they're not as easy as she's saying. Where she said them, she start talking to the mirror. Okay, let me just try. You see, in that trying, you're letting go of your inhibition. In getting to a room full of people and looking everyone in the face, and that's another trick. When you enter into a room, don't just enter like you're just let me just take this side and just going leg like that. No, don't be a leg somebody. Just enter, look at everyone. It will look like you're looking for somebody, actually scanning the room like, can you take my presence here? Do you know who just came in? Do you know who I am? Should more age me? That sort of thing. And then you come in and then you scan the stage and then you deliberately, intentionally, ladies and gentlemen, go somewhere and you say, is somebody here? Can I sit here? Oh, okay. Thank you. There's somebody there. Okay, then you scan again. Okay, I'll just stand. Somebody will call you like, oh, there's space here. And then you sit. What have you done? You took charge of that space. You came in and you dominated. You came in and you announced your entry, ladies and gentlemen, subject matter experts. I don't enter. Not that you now crawl. You see, when you continue to do that, you're letting go of your what? Your inhibitions. And all of this will help you to deliver with confidence. You just build on that continually and you just find yourself there, say, one day you'll be delivering. Even inside your mind, you'll be like, nah, maybe this. Hell, nah, maybe this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm saying. Inside of you, you'll be saying, nah, maybe this, because you arrived eventually. Let's move on. So that's how to manage your stage fright. And again, another bit about confidence. I've already talked about stepping in.
It will be criminal to move on. Sorry, it will be criminal to move on. Like just move on like that. Despite what you have just been teaching us. I want to get reactions in the room. Like if she has spoken to all of the behaviors that you do at conferences, at events, and I want to hear your reactions on the chat and even to her. What is going on in your mind right now? Like, how are you shaping up differently? Like, I'm completely amazed, right, that this little element of you go into a conference room and I see a lot of, young professionals and students, and they're just trying to get onto a seat. And she demonstrated the difference of standing by the doorway and looking. What's going on your mind? We need reactions for this, please. Woo!
Okay. Okay. So reactions.
Reactions, gentlemen and ladies.
You're all laughing because you can identify with what I'm saying, right? I said I've been there. I know what it's like. Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
let
So good
somebody
to
talk
read.
to us.
Yes, please. Reactions on the room, please. Is it raining in Lagos today? Because the energy today is quite something. Anyone in the
Yeah,
room?
now.
These are the issues that we are talking about.
You see, okay, so
it's not sending. So, like, I'm really, uh,
Daja, your network is not great. What a shame. Can't hear. The network is not doing
okay, I
justice.
see Anthony. Anthony, talk to us. Anthony first, and then we'll take Melumi and then Ebenezer. Those are the three names I can see on my page. So Anthony
Right,
first, talk
right.
to us. Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony, we're waiting for
Yeah.
you.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
You've actually my note is filled up right now. I think there's so much I need to do for myself personally. While in school as a course representative for my class, I was afraid initially to talk to people. So at that point, I just said, it's okay. Every day I'll write out the things we need to do for the week, and then when I get to class in the morning, I'll come out to the front of the class and then tell them physically outside the WhatsApp platform we have to drop information. So I'll come out physically and there's okay, this is what we're doing for today. This class was adjourned and A, B, and C. So those processes helped me build my confidence. And then while in school, I also became the NAPI president for my student chapter. So we held general meetings where in fact, I will come out and then do opening speech, address the people. So all of those processes, but I thought I was doing something great, but now you've shattered everything I know. So I think there is more I need to do now. There is more. Thank you so much, ma.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. Let's have Pelumi. Pelumi, are you there? Jump right in. This is a session for public speakers. So remember, we're talking of no inhibitions, like drop everything that makes you feel like Mike, no, not me. So Pelumi is you. Let's hear from you.
Pelumi, can you
Pelumi.
speak?
Pelumi. Okay, while we wait for Pelumi, let's take Ebenezer. I'll just take the three of you and then I'll move on.
Yeah, and then we'll move on.
Ebenezer,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, ma, for this privilege. So as I just speaking, it just felt like you're speaking directly to me. So yeah, all the points you actually touched were actually like related to me. Like once I entered a crowded room like this, my head is just down. Once I've located the seat I want to go from behind, I just take my head down like this and I go there. I don't want to talk to the person by my side also. So even in school, when there's a group project or anything, I say, hey, Samuel or Ebenezer, come and be group leader. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'd rather have a group leader and then follow the person behind to push the person on the activities to do. So I don't like to be ahead of something and to control a crowd. So I've always been that kind of nervous person. So, but now I'm hearing all these points and I'm already jotting them down. My notes are full of them. So thank you very much, man. I appreciate this opportunity.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Ebenezer. Precious. Let's have one woman. Precious, quickly. Precious. Let's have you.
We have a few hands raised, so we can take Grace
Okay.
and then Alayemi. Grace, go for it quickly.
All right, thank you, ma. Thank you, Miss Anike. It feels like you're talking to me, like directly, personally, right? So sometimes for me, it feels. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I
Yes,
can
yes,
hear you.
yes, clearly.
Thank you. So sometimes it feels like humility, right? To just get into somewhere and smuggle yourself to find a seat unnoticed, like just sit somewhere, let nobody even find you or even see you. But from the teachings, I see that it's important to maintain your 100% steeze and composure. Like it's key to
Yeah.
building yourself as a thought leader, as to building your own repute, that confidence. Yes. So yeah, a lot of learnings from here. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The other hand that was raised.
Let me go for it quickly.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mars. Thank you for
After.
this session. All right. I wouldn't use the normal word that is you're talking to me directly, but I would still like to use something similar to that. Now, I've been in a situation where I'll be entering a conference, maybe a conference room, then I will be like trying to smuggle in, kind of like that confidence will not be there, and I was just like, what's going on? So sometimes I would just lock up and look straight without even looking at anybody, and just walk up and have my seat. Another thing here is that it has been a whole lot of learning experience here. I don't know that all these little things actually matter. Like the managed stage fright, all these things that you listed. I don't know that all these little things is the key to managing the stage fright. Also, especially now, as you're talking, you just look at where I kept my shoe. I actually bought a shoe like a sneakers just to try out some exercise, but I don't have that courage at times to start that. So like I just look at where I kept it now. Immediately after this class, I'm going to dust it, and I've already set an alarm that 6 a.m. tomorrow morning I'm out there on the field. If this is going to help to manage my stage fright, so definitely I'm going to start that, and a lot of things that you've just mentioned. Thank you so much, man. I'm still looking forward to learn more. It has been a wonderful learning experience so far. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Well done, everyone. Well done. You're on the way to becoming masters of yourself and great public speakers. I'm really, really particularly happy that you've all taken these bits and pieces here and there. Yes, it's important. Exercise is important. Um, Owning your space, owning whichever space you find yourself is very important. Another thing about confidence that is important is that, as I said, it comes from feelings of well being. That's what dopamine does for you when you exercise. Then, another one that I really want to speak to is acceptance of your body. There is no single body template that is associated with success. What did I say? There is no single body template associated with success. It doesn't matter whether you have K leg, L leg, pot belly, oval face, square face, roundies, lecpacious, or robocious, it does not matter. What matters is the content inside of you. Oh, I don't look fine. I'm not, no, I don't even know how to do makeup. If you want to be, it's not about your makeup. How many of you know Yemi Adamolekun? Enough is enough, Nigeria. Write it down. Go and Google her. I've never seen her with any serious makeup in her life. And while she's an activist, she's always talking about the rights of citizens and all of that. Sometimes we're too fixated with celebrities that we leave the important and significant people in life, and we begin to follow celebrities who pad up their bum bum and pad up their digits, and they pad up everything they pad up. Yeah, Yemi Adamoleko, enough is enough. She doesn't wear makeup. How many of you know you're laughing? Your digits is making you laugh, okay? Then how many of you know about Fumi Yoda? Fumi Yoda was a breakfast show anchor. She had this breakfast show on NTA that was really big at that time. You can Google her name as well and look at her image. Fumi Yoda is very slim, very, very slim. It hasn't stopped her success. How many of you know El Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, the former minister of the FCT in Nigeria? He's a very brief man. Has it stopped him from becoming a success politically? He's also an author. He wrote The Accidental Civil Servant. I can go on. Orobo people are the best singers in the world. Have you ever heard of Luther Vandross? Luther Vandross was huge. It's passed on now. Have you heard of, Alvin Slaughter? Alvin Slaughter is a gospel singer, also big. Ron Kinoli, big. Has it stopped them from being successful? So please accept your body the way it is. There's a reason why God created you like that. Accept yourself. Oh, I'm not tall. Oh, I'm short. If only, leave the ifs and live your life and rock your world. Okay? Accept your body and mind. When you accept that, you have a very good self-esteem that will boost your confidence. Believe in your own ability. Believe in your own skills. Believe in your own experience. Ability, skills, experience are the things that help you, that come together, that make you you. Three things: your ability, your skills, your expertise, your experience. When they combine, that is what makes you different from me, Funke Treasure. That's what makes Precious different from Anthony. And that is what we call authenticity. When you are your authentic self. In my book, Memories of Grandma, I wrote about my 5 grandparents because I met a great grandmother. Okay, I wrote about them and who were they? They were not military men. They were not engineers and doctors. They were farmers, traders. One sold akara, one sold provisions. One was a farmer. Another was a farmer and hunter. Another one was a woman leader. And I wrote about them in my first book. That is authenticity. I don't have to pretend to be who I am not. And I'm so grateful that God brought me to this world through these people, through this lineage. And I boast sometimes that my grandmother owned a white horse. Yeah, she owned a white horse. And I'm proud she was the only person who could drive, ride on a white horse in her village at that time. It was a big deal then. Okay. Believe in your authentic self. Celebrate your authentic self. All right. Then people choose confidence over actual expertise. Remember that. You could know everything. You could be the best. You're the A student. You're the plus A student, but you're zero with confidence. You know what? They're going to pick that loud noisemaker who doesn't know anything just because of courage and confidence. They say, come and represent us. And you're there sulking. What does she even know? I know better than her. Sorry, oh. You have to match your subjects knowledge and subjects experts with expertise with confidence. Again, remember that confidence is a skill. It can be learned, and teaching you how to become confident. Again, someone with low confidence cannot address a public. You can't. You have to work on your confidence, and you can't employ the niceties of etiquette, and you cannot become a change maker when you're low on self-confidence or self-esteem. Remember that as you move on in your journey in STEM. Again, managing stage fright, you can see people sitting and that guy right on top on the stage looking at everybody and quaking. You can overcome stage fright by managing your presentation anxiety. If you've prepared well enough, you have your clear message, you've made it short, you've made it fun, and you're going to have a call to action, and you're standing there and owning the space like, I'm sorry you're not the one here, I'm the one they invited. Oh, yeah. You must listen to me because I have something to say based on experience, based on what I've done over and over again. And it's my joy to share with you what I've done over and over again. If you've planned well and you're in the right place in terms of confidence, you're going to rock your stage instead of being frightened of your stage. So it's two things, rocking your stage and being frightened of your stage. But we don't want you being frightened of your stage. We want you to rock your stage. Again, effective body language and vocal techniques can help. For somebody like Peter Obi, if Peter Obi had, thank you, if Peter Obi had a vocal coach, they can work on his voice. I don't think it's too late to work on his voice. Okay, so if your voice is low like Peter Obi, people can work on it for you. And if that's how God has created, it's okay, rock your world with it. But if it's something that can be remedied, by all means, get yourself a coach and work on your vocal techniques. Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Funke Treasure. What is it D that you want to spell or you want to, you can learn vocal delivery. When I come and my voice is booming, and like I have the microphone and I go like this, the microphone, hello everyone. As an MC, I do that. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Great to be here. Everybody's looking like, gang, Nigerians, we too love teas. What have you done? There's something called breaking the ice. You have dispelled and dispersed the rigidity in the room. When people say there's an elephant in the room, you've chased the elephant away. So your confidence, be confident, your body language. You can't be doing a lot to and you can't be doing a lot to and you are frightened. You can actually use that hello, whatever it is you want to do, to break the ice. So learn to break the ice for impactful delivery. Okay, techniques for smooth transitions as well. You can write words, nevertheless, however, meanwhile. Those are words that you can use for transitions, okay, in your engagements with the audience and managing your stage presence. Actually, that's a session on its own, but I hope that I've managed to do something with these slides, these two slides. Engage with people, exercise, try a new path, accept your body the way it is. Communication is key. It is important in effective presentation and public speaking skills. I wonder why I broke it up there. Communication is important. What is it that you want to communicate? If you understand your subject matter, and I've shared with you different presentation styles, you can start with quotes, you can start with statistics, you can jolt people with a story. All of these are ways you can start your presentation and become compelling along the way. And yes, you can tailor your presentation to the audience before you. It is important that if you're talking to businessmen, you're going to be talking in numbers. You're going to be talking in terms of outcomes. If you're talking to young people, you're going to be speaking their language. You're going to be using stees and SOP and all of those things that you people share. And if you're talking to market women who are not literate, there's a way you will be talking. Now you not go there and be speaking big English. Like the other day, I had to do town hall meetings with Yellow Days and Yellow Jazz. Excuse me, please. Jude, I'll call you back. So you see, you have to come to the level of your audience. Are we together? Come to the level of your audience. When you go to Yellow Days and Yellow Jazz, some of them are really literate and educated, but you don't want to be speaking above the ones who are not. If you watch the movie Fumilayo, done by Bolanle Austin Peters, I hear it's on Amazon now, so you can watch there. I have watched it, and I particularly love the scene where Fumilayo and her elite friends who formed the club decided to bring in market women in their quest to deal with the tax that the king of Egbaland was demanding from them. When they went with their fanciful clothes and they were speaking. The women just sat there, just looking at them like this. Who are these ones? But then they went back and re-strategized and decided to wear the kind of clothes the market women wore, and then they planted themselves in the middle. They didn't sit facing them like a we versus them. They were part of them. They planted themselves in the middle of this market women, and that's how they could move forward as a collective. So you have to learn from that scene as well and understand that your audiences are different. And for you to be able to communicate with your audience, for you to have the power in communication, and every time you hug the stage or you stand on any stage, you have to blend with your audience. You have to connect with your audience. You have to. That connection is important. Okay. So tailor your presentation to the audience you're going to be addressing. Next slide. Okay, so then there is words and non-verbal communication. I said comms because we abbreviate communications to comms, all right? You see that I have that image. Words have power. Be careful what you're saying to people. Be careful how you're saying these, whatever it is you're saying to people. And I've highlighted 4 words there. Recognize. First, you have to know who you are. Man, know thyself. It is your responsibility as an individual and part of the collective known as society. You have a responsibility to change the world for the better. As someone in STEM, remember that that's how I started. You are significant. You are important on how the world unfolds. Because if you're in science, if you're in technology, engineering, and mathematics, tell me what else we need to make the world go around. These are the things we need. You people have the world in your hands, literally on the palm of your hands. WhatsApp is saying if Nigeria gives them too much wahala, they will just leave. Who is going to lose? Nigeria, because we do not have our own alternative to WhatsApp and to Facebook. We're a consuming nation, but we want to be producer nation. And you young ones are there thinking differently from the generation of me and Madam Tubosu. Are we together? Am I hearing a yes, 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 yes? Are we together? Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Great. You need, yes, thank you.
Yes.
You need to recognize who you are and your significance in the collective that the society is. Okay. Again, you need to examine. The first one is recognize. The second one is examine. You need to examine ways that you have learned to tinker with and shape the spread of ideas, the spread of trends. Everyone's talking about AI. Go on YouTube, on Facebook, you see people with different kinds of images. I particularly like the one where uh, one boy or girl and one woman will be chasing after eggs with somebody on a bicycle. I mean, there are various variations of that AI creation. You see, everyone is learning, they're tinkering with AI in different ways. They're shaping the spread of the AI idea in Nigeria online by creating all kinds of things. And with that, they're creating trends. That's what you do in STEM. That's what we're doing with AI. We're creating the trend of using AI tools in everything that we're doing. So you have to examine yourself. Where am I in the scheme of things? Where am I in this STEM revolution and AI revolution? Examine yourself. Again, what is your contribution? What is your contribution? Sometimes we do these things where we're creating these trends and shaping up things. Sometimes you have great success, sometimes you have disastrous consequences. Everything in life has consequences. Life is a stage. Speaking is what? Is a performance. Let me go back to that particular slide. So, what am I saying in essence? How are you contributing? It is not just in writing, it's not just in creating. You have to present what you've written, you have to present what you created. So, you have to do what? Motivate yourself and motivate others. That is how you come into public speaking. That is how to come to have a presentation to deliver. So, recognize, examine, contribute, and motivate. All of these four things, you will need presentation. You will need public speaking. All right, let's move on. Finally, we've talked about, oh yes, I didn't talk about non-verbal communication. You can be saying, you can be passing a message and your body language is saying something else. Yes, we would look into the prices, soaring prices of foodstuff. Yes, we will. Will you believe me if I say that? Am I even believable the way I've said it? Do you see any passion? Do you see any believability in how I have said that? But imagine if I said, yes, we identify with protesters on the streets of Nigeria, and we are committed as a government to addressing all the needs, all the points that have been raised by the protesters. We believe this is going to bring Nigeria to a place of prosperity and growth. We believe it's going to make our citizens happier. We believe that when we have happy citizens, a growing nation, then we can show up at the Olympics and do better. So my government is committed to ensuring that in the next 10 days, Nigerians have cheaper food to buy and electricity tariff is brought down. This, my administration is committed to do. Hello, somebody. Which of the two people will you believe? Which of these two people will you believe? Okay, so let's speak to it. Which of these two people will you believe? The second person, right? Because she's believable. She has spoken with passion. She has spoken with conviction. She has contextualized. She has owned the space. That is how to speak. You see, it's not in nice words. I mean, I can speak if I want to. I can speak, for now like that extensively. I just go, yeah, for Steve's sake. But when I'm delivering like this, I bring every kind of, remember that pot I showed you in the beginning is my pot of ingredients. So I'm dropping this, I'm dropping that. And by the time I'm done, jollof rice. The taste is not be here, like in this world. Why? Because I've dropped all kinds of things that you're not even expecting there. Okay, so non-verbal communication is also good. You can't be telling me your app is the best thing after sliced bread and plantain. Okay, let's say margarine because you may not know plantain. And then the way you're saying is I won't believe you. I don't believe your app is good. Because if it's good, you'll be more excited than this. Yeah? Okay, so your non-verbal communication is as important as the powerful words you're dropping. They have to match. If they don't match, it's either you're lying, you don't mean what you're saying. You can't mean what you're saying without concurrent passion and believability. Okay. Finally, your tenses and pronunciation. They're important. The image you see there is one of my books. This is for everyone who wants to learn how to speak right. You find portions on public speaking there as well. This is a pronunciation guide. For overall grooming, you need to know your tenses. When you say you need you need to do three things that will take you there. Listen to that sentence again. You need to do three things that will take you there. Then you now say you need to do three things that takes you there. You see that this story is becoming K-legged now. Something is not tensing rightly. Okay, let me try and look for another. This is a very common one. When people use collective words, it has to be make. It is when you use a singular verb that you use takes. I'm looking for a way to make it more understandable. I don't know, the sentence is not coming now, but I want you to pay attention to when you say collective, when you say multiple things, when you use plural, then the word that should follow, the verb that should follow should not be singular. I'm going to try and look for examples as sent through the coordinator. But your tenses are important, your pronunciation is important. I once moderated a debate in a church during the one that brought in Buhari. And there was this guy, very guy who lost all over, he was just spreading all over the place, and his shoe was wonka. And then again, your grooming too, the clothes you're wearing. Don't go and wear that one that you just bend like this, thing will tear. Or you now say, oh, this shoe, I've not worn it for a long time, it's very expensive. Let me go and shine today. You see shoe that you have not worn for a long time. That shoe, if you move like 3 steps, that shoe will open mouth. Don't wear what you have not worn in a long time. Because I beg you, don't wear it. You're laughing. Don't wear it because it will disgrace you. Wear what you know you're confident in. You have worn it several times and you know that no stories, okay? Your grooming is important. So that man at that debate that day, he came in and then he mentioned, as he was talking, and he was in one party that we did not know. Then he came and started boasting and boasting. Then to make matters worse, then he said this word. Everybody went, the rest of what he was saying, nobody understood anymore. Nobody was listening anymore because he made a wrong pronunciation with the word. That